Company's coming, so let's show you how I prepared for him.
All right, in guest room number one, nobody's ever lived in this room. This has always been a guest room here for us. And in this room, I put the dinosaur quilt that was on my son's bed when he was little. I put this here because my company are going to have two small children with them, and one is going to be a little boy. And I can't remember exactly how old he is, but he's under the age of 3, I believe. He might be 3. But I thought this would be cute in case he slept in this room to have something that made it feel a little homey and a little more like it belonged to a little boy. Over here, I think it's important that you have your Wi-Fi password and router name for company. So you never know when somebody is going to want access to the internet, and it might be late. It might be 11 o'clock or something really late at night after everybody's gone to sleep, and they don't want to bother you, but they want to scroll.
So leaving the Wi-Fi password readily accessible in each guest room in an area where they're going to find it. Sometimes I may lay it right on the bed so they look at it before they get in the bed. I think it's just a nice courtesy touch so that they can log on and they don't have to bother you for that information.
I do have all the remote controls that are necessary for this television, and I did turn the TV on and make sure that they worked and make sure that they could access things like Netflix while they're here so they won't have any trouble. Because, when you're going to somebody else's house and you have to learn their remotes, it can be a little frustrating. I also have an Alexa in here. So if they need to set an alarm or want to listen to music, that's ready to go. I've got something that smells good going right here. It's just a bergamot oil diffuser and a little night light in here, which will be nice. That's my mom, by the way. And lamps are important in case anybody wants to read. Also, right here, this happens to be a picture of me with my friend, and this is whose daughter is coming to stay. And I thought that was nice to have a picture of her mom here in the room. We are probably 30 years old in that picture. This is the upstairs living area, and I went ahead and turned the TV on with some cartoons. I have a little cart over here for guests. I've got a Keurig with several different pods with different kind of sweeteners, creamers, honey, and then some snacks. I've got some granola bars, different kinds of coffees, and whenever you serve something that's not opened, make sure you provide a way for your guests to get in it, because this indicates to them, hey, we know this isn't open yet, but we want you to open it and use it and make yourself at home. And then I have some peanut butter crackers for snacks and napkins.
I like having this little stand here because this is upstairs. So when people get up and they're in their pajamas, they don't feel like they have to put clothes on and get all dressed to come down into the homeowner space. So while they're up here, they have the whole upstairs to themselves, and they can make their coffee and take their morning easy and have a snack or whatever they want to do in the morning before they come down. This is Ramsey. He's watching cartoons. Now, I happen to know that my guests also have an indoor cat, so they don't mind that I have a cat, but I always want to make sure my guests know I have one indoor cat. I don't have an indoor litter box, but I do have an indoor cat, and it's good to be upfront with your guests because some people are allergic and they may want to stay somewhere else. Because my cat's not going anywhere.
Okay, this is guest room number 2, and this room belonged to our daughter. And she took a lip gloss with her to the paint store. We went to the paint store and she said, I want my room this color. She pulled out a purple lip gloss and they matched it. So that's why the room is purple. And I have left a robe that has been freshly laundered. I also have an eye mask and then another card here that tells about the Wi-Fi router and password so that they have that information. I have extra blanket over here. And I have something special here. This is my wedding picture. And this is the little girl right here who's all grown up now, who's going to be staying here. So this is her and her sister. This is the daughter of my girlfriend who just had the baby. And this is the daughter who's driving from Atlanta, and she's bringing her 2 babies to stay here. Over here, I do have a glider rocker. I have 2, actually. This belonged to my grandmother. She stayed on her front porch. She had a sun porch, and this is where she stayed and kind of kept an eye on everything that was going on out in the neighborhood and in her yard. But I have a glider rocker here that's very comfortable with a blanket. Actually, my friend, whose daughter's going to be staying here, she gave me this. So this is a little touch of home because she has one in her own house. So I thought that would be nice if she wanted to rock her little baby here. Now I'm going to talk about the bathroom, and this is really important that your guests have what they need and also that they have things in case they forgot. My sister is who
told me about how to do this. And actually, I was just staying at her house one time, and I was in the bathroom, and she had a basket with all these little hotel soaps and shampoos in case anybody forgot something. And I thought, that is genius. So now whenever I travel, I take all those little toiletries with me out of my room, and I have them for guests. So let me show you. First of all, I have set up here a little coffee and tea station. So I do have a Keurig in the other room in the common space, but sometimes people don't like a Keurig. They really do like a traditional coffee pot. This was my grandmother's. I love that so much. I have clean coffee mugs, as well as some tea bags. I have spoons for them to stir their coffee. And even though this is kind of Christmassy, I put this out here because my guest's name is Joy. So I thought that was sweet. I have coffee filters, measuring spoons, sugar, monk fruit, and the actual coffee, and everything is well labeled so that they know what it is without having to ask. And then creamer is in the other room, and then I also have regular cream in the refrigerator downstairs if they need it. Making sure my guests have what they need. I do have a hair straightener and a hair dryer in case they need that, and a homemade vanilla body scrub. I made a basket with all sorts of bath supplies because our tub here is a jetted tub, and I don't know if where my guests live, if they have a soaking tub or a jetted tub or not, but it's a nice treat when you're traveling. And if you don't have one at home, it's very nice to have a soaking tub or a jetted tub to take a special bath. And because she does have 2 children, I wanted to make sure that I included some bubble bath. So I've got some Bath & Body Works bubble bath, a couple of face masks. I've got some bath salts, a bath soak, and this is yummy Bath & Body Works eucalyptus spearmint. It's very relaxing. And again, just a different fragrance of body wash and a foam bath in case they want to take a bubble bath. And then I do have some bath tea, and it's really important that you buy a sachet packet, because you don't want all these loose tea things to be in your bathtub. So they can just run the bath and throw this in and soak it, and it'll give their bath a nice fragrance. And some lavender shower steamers that they can put in for a nice fragrance and relaxation. So I have a basket that just has all sorts of things from different hotels that I've stayed in. So if they need a shower cap or a sewing kit or soap, shampoo, conditioner, I even have some contact lens lotion, some cotton balls, some Q-tips, pretty much anything they might need is here, and then fresh towels. And I do like to just make sure everything is fresh and soft. So sometimes that means rewashing towels. If they've been up here for a long time, I might want to rewash them to make sure they're fresh. All right, the last thing people want to have to ask for is toilet paper. So you want to always double check and make sure that your guests have plenty of toilet paper. They're only here for 2 nights. I think this is good. Another special touch, which you would not have for most guests, but this happens to be the birth announcement for the girl that is staying here with me. And I think I'm just not going to say anything. I'm going to see if she realizes that her birth announcement is in here. And another special touch, I've got a candle, and this matchbook is actually from her sister's wedding. So her sister, this is the sister that just had the baby, and this is a matchbook from her sister's wedding. So I thought that was a very special touch there. But one thing I definitely wanted to do is make sure nobody slipped down in the shower. So I have made sure we have a no-slip bath mat here in the shower. And I think that I put most things out of reach that might be dangerous for a child, but I'm gonna rely on the mother to double check me. I have 2 more bathrobes here. They're freshly washed, so company can use the bathrobes in case they want to get up, stay in their gym jams, put bathrobes on, go out into the upstairs living room and make their coffee and just take it slow getting ready. They've got robes. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little tour and to see how I prep for guests. At the very least, something that's super easy to do is to just continue to collect and gather those extra shampoos and things so your guests have them. Always make sure they have toilet paper, ample amounts for their stay, and sleep masks and the Wi-Fi password and router name are extra nice touches. If you have somewhere to put an upstairs coffee pot or a coffee pot in the area where your guests are going to stay, you get bonus points for that. Okay, fix your house up, y'all. It'll make your guests feel better. Really, it will.